What is up there, Misfit? Welcome to Pages of Ascension, of course. Excuse me. Welcome back if you've been hanging out with your girl for a little bit now. So this is the reading for the sign of Capricorn. So wherever you've got Capricorn in your chart, if you want to peep what's going on there, this reading could have something in it for you, okay? So before we move further, I want to go ahead and point your attention to this side of your screen. That is my disclaimer for any and every video on my channel. So go ahead and have a read over for that. Pause if you need to. Okay? And if you're down, stick around. And if not, this is a good time to exit stage left. Okay? And I think I forgot to mention it in all the other readings I've just recently done. That I will not be pulling tarot cards for this reading. And I'm probably going to end up reformatting, I think, these readings as well. So, in any case, no tarot card pulls this reading, but plenty of information comes out with the decks that I am using, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and get some cards out on the table for you. Okay, let's get this party started. So Capricorn, trying to center, make sure this is like center. I'm having some serious issues right now. Okay, well, you can see the card, so we'll call it good. All right, so Cappies. This actually looks like and again, take it how it resonates, okay? I'm always going to address it as you because it's your reading, Capricorn, but I feel like in the process of trying to move away from something or some type of situation that you actually walk into a worse situation here. I don't like these cards, especially next together. This feels like something that may have to do with work, with the Tower card here representing institutions. But because the fox is looking this way, but walking this way, what it tells me is almost like you're not paying attention to where you're going. Okay, and because of that, you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position with someone. Now, I feel like specifically this has to do with some other person. It very well could be a boss, especially with these two cards next to each other, Bear and Tower. That makes me think boss, supervisor of some sort. And with the bear and the snake being next to each other, it makes me think this is a feminine energy. Okay, so let's see what other information we can get out of this with the Kipper. But Cappies, I don't really like what I'm seeing here. I mean, at its most sinister level, we could be talking about either you trying to sneak away with something, like say if you stole something from the job or something. This is basically you getting caught. Trying to get out of some type of like reprimand or something. This could even be throwing someone under the bus type energy, okay? And it still comes back on you. So, like, for others of you, it's possible that you're trying to... For whatever reason, the fox in your reading just feels like some type of lie that was told, something that is trying to be avoided in some kind of way, and in the process of trying to avoid that, you run right into a worse problem. So again, at its worst, it could be, you know, stealing from a company or lying to get some type of corporate job, your supervisor finding out that you lied to get that corporate job, and as a result of that, there's some kind of penalty of some sort that you kind of have to go through, some kind of burden you're forced to take on as a result of whatever fib that you told over here, okay? I tend to look at these cards as being very connected. I mean, with the 5-card spread in Lenormand, they all tell a story, but for me, the way that I've come to read these is the bookending cards always are connected. They're almost always connected. So whatever you're doing it's like whatever you've done or are doing is the cause, and this burdensome outcome is the effect of what you did, okay? Okay. Let's look at the Keeper. Yeah. This really feels like someone trying to get over. And again, you know, pick where you fit. It does not necessarily mean that it's you, okay? But, these two popped out together. So we'll do that. Some of you actually might be losing your house. So that makes what came up on the bottom of the deck make a little bit more sense, and that's the fish. Or excuse me, not the fish. Wow. Okay, that's the letter. But with me saying fish, what it's telling me is the letter is coming in. It has to do with some type of income, some type of finances. And with the poverty card sitting underneath the fox, I feel like, again, this lie, this fib, whatever you've done, you could have been lying about your income or your source of income or something, but in some kind of way, it ends up kind of blowing up. Like, you're going to end up having to go to... What this is feeling like now is a courthouse, because we've got this adjudication here. So you're going to end up having to go to court over this house. Now, again, Caps, the fox feels like you. I'm not feeling this as someone else. So I don't know if this is just something that you did. Maybe you put one too many zeros on something that you weren't supposed to. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say maybe it was a mistake, which you did, but whatever you did do could be coming back to bite you, okay? And then, of course, the bear signaling occupation. So I already picked up on that. This is work related somehow. Yeah. Concern and official person. Let me get the last set of cards out here underneath the cross, and then I can dig into whatever else I'm seeing. Thinking your reading's probably, wow, gonna end up being a little bit on the short side, just because this is feeling relatively clear cut to me. Here, let me move this out of the way. Okay, I get one more. There we go. So, yeah, I feel like you're going to end up having to go to court over this house. All right. I feel like this scenario here with the bear and the snake, it's basically just confirming what I said, that this actually has to do with your job in some way. And that this person is a supervisor. That is what's being backed up here. The only new set of information that I'm kind of getting from this is the concern card, but that actually might end up being tied to this letter that's at the bottom of the deck, that if it hasn't come yet, it's on its way to you. Okay, some type of information about this job. This could be a pink slip. This kind of reminds me of severance package. Okay, with the mature man, unexpected income, and the cross. Now, somehow that could be a burden for you getting that unexpected income. So, I mean, I guess there's any number of situations where having an excess or abundant amount of money could be a burden. The one that comes to mind, obviously, is taxes. It could be that some of you are not prepared for that. This could be Uncle Sam, okay, if you will. I don't know, like, with the burden card here, this almost feels like unexpected expenses versus actual income coming in. And this mature man, I feel like, is might end up being the cause of that unexpected expense, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's kind of what we got there. Let's move on to your other card. So, oh, you got the namesake of the deck. So it says, be curious and look deeper. So this is what your soul is trying to speak to you or get through to you over these next 30 days, okay? So this card talks about looking beyond the natural world for a more enhanced view of things. So it's asking you to see beyond what is obviously in front of your eyes, within your reach. It kind of reminds me of something that I've heard, which is kind of along the lines of you're not thinking big enough, or you're not looking deep enough into something. It could be this housing scenario, okay? It could have something to do with your occupation or something at work. But there's something on this, like, beyond the surface of these scenarios, because it is feeling like two, and I don't know if this is all going on with, like, you know, one person, or if this is a mixture of storylines. It's not feeling particularly separate, so I feel like this is all kind of one storyline. But what it is saying is that there's something beyond just the surface of this that you're not seeing, okay? What it also tells me is that, like, if regarding this house and adjudication, like, I feel like this is something that's been going on for years. Okay. And the same thing with the occupation, like, and I would say this is before, like, pre that thing shall not be named. Okay, almost like the company you were working for. How do I explain this? It's like there's always the fear or the cloud hanging over you that you're not going to have a job when you decide to go to work, you know, the next day, the next week, or whatever. It's like there's almost always a fear, like you're going to walk up and swipe your badge to open the door, and the door isn't going to open, like you're going to be locked out. It kind of feels like that. So, like, even that said, though, it still comes back to this Fox card. So I don't know what you were sleuthing about, what you were trying to be sneaky about. Some of you could have been lying about income here with the poverty card. And this unexpected income just kind of blows a hole in that lie that you've been told and telling, and it creates a burden. All right, so what the rune card is for you this time is Wunjo. Okay, so Wunjo speaks to perfection, joy, ushers a period of peace and comfort. So bask in success, rest and replenish yourself. This card really talks about that everything is going to be okay. It's going to work out the way it's supposed to, despite all these things happening. I guess what this reading is really trying to get through to you specifically is that cause and effect. Okay, it's cause and effect, Capricorn. All right. What you send out comes back. All right, so that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And remember, your peace is your power, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.